Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new showdown in the Badlands card review. We have 4 more mage cards to review, including a brand new secret. Oh no, is it gonna be like objection to make me go crazy? Not really, it's kind of weird. And we got some other pretty cool cards, a new 10 mana burn spell and all sorts of other stuff. And we'll note that the last legendary for mage, not revealed here, so we're guessing it's being saved for BlizzCon. We know some cards are, so we'll have to wait and see what that is. And if you want to win some of these cards, including what will be shown at BlizzCon, we have 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles I'm giving away out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video description below. Be subscribed to the channel. You have a chance to win. We're I think around 650 subs away from 75K. And if we hit that milestone by BlizzCon, I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. So let's take a look at the mage cards, starting off with Heat Wave, a new 2 mana fire spell. Deal 2 damage to an enemy minion and its neighbors. Quick draw to all enemies instead. It's kind of similar to Combustion, and I think that Hunter spell that feels like it's just power creeping on that. And quick draw to all enemies instead. You can play Consecration for 2 mana, right? That's pretty good as long as you've drawn it, or more likely, Infatize the Maxitude and get it randomly for 1 mana. And that could be really good. And it can scale with your Sith and all of that. But the quick draw definitely makes it so it's a lot less consistent to try and get that damage AoE, especially if you're trying to combo with Sith. That's going to be like a Hail Mary type of play. But yeah, maybe you just find lethal or find a crazy board clear in that situation. Do I think you're hard running this card? Maybe, right? Like, that's 2 mana deal 6. That's not something to completely disregard, but the threshold, the break-even point lately these days is 3 health. It seems like everything you play these days has 3 health, and that just doesn't kill it. One way or another, whenever it's a spell, it's going to see play in Mage. I don't think you're hard running this, but it's really close in my opinion. I'll give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard, a 2 out of 5 in Wild. I don't think it makes the cut, even with like spell damage scaling and spell school synergies. But yeah, you're gonna randomly create it, or in Arena with like Fiddlefire Imp, that thing always gets you fire spells too. But I don't think it's a card you're hard running a Mage. But again, it's really close, and it's got ogres on the art, so you gotta go for it. And by the way, I changed my shirt. There was a comment. I only have 4 shirts. I got like 5 or 6, and we busted one out. So there we go. Next, we have Stargazing. This is a really weird spell. 2 mana arcane spell. Draw a different arcane spell. So you're running 2 of these. You cannot draw the other one, right? If you play it this turn, it casts twice. So you draw an Arcane Intellect, you can play it twice. You get an Incanter's Flow in Wild, and you have the mana. You have 6 mana, so you play for 4. You play it twice. If you somehow shuffle Time Warp into your deck, and then you draw it out, like you Finlead it or something, then you'll get you got an extra turn on top of your extra turn, because we need more of that. That's obviously not really what you're doing with this, and I really don't know what you're doing with this. It's a weird kind of card draw card. You're only getting 1 spell, and you may or may not get the value on it. And if we're looking at arcane spells, there's not a ton that I'm looking at that I really want to hit, like Volume Up. I definitely don't want to double dip on Volume Up. And yeah, a lot of like Rewind. There's a lot of like the arcane spells I just don't feel like I want to hit that much. Again, I think this is more of a created by option, because again, Infatize the Maxitude is an absurd card, and you can, you know, get this for 1 mana and save it for a turn, and then draw that Volume Up or whatever draw you're looking for, and maybe get that extra value. So yeah, again, I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard, a 2 out of 5 in Wild. But look out, it's got some potential. Maybe like a Secret Mage runs it to like, well, you don't want to cast Counterspell twice. I guess that wouldn't really help you out too much now, would it? So yeah, I don't know. I don't see what it slots into, but again, it has a shot in, like, these are really fringe close cards. They definitely have some utility. And well, let's take a look at the new secret, Azurite Vein, a 3 mana secret, no spell school. So it's not like Arcane where I can tutor it out. Secret, when the enemy plays a card on the turn that it entered their hand, get a copy that costs 0. Is that not convoluted enough for a secret, right? So this card will only proc if your opponent draws a card or discovers that card that turn, then plays it, you have the secret up, and you get a copy that costs 0. That could be really good. Let's say they generate somehow like a big Colossal or Titan, and then they play it that turn, you get it for 0. And that's pretty nuts, but it is a secret that's you can play around it reasonably. You can test it with like, oh, I just drew this 1-drop. I'll play that first and then see what happens, which a lot of the time you're going to do anyways. Like a lot of the stuff you're going to test with this objection is kind of there, right? That you're wanting to play around. It seems terrible to me. The secret does seem so clunky, so situational that it just seems bad, but because it's so bad, like the activation isn't great, the reward is pretty insane. A 0-cost card can be really good. It's just a free card. We had a spell back in the day. I can't remember what it was called. It was mana something, where mana bind maybe, where your opponent played a spell, you get a 0-cost copy of it. That never saw play. A lot less conditional. You can test it with like 0 mana cards and stuff, but again, I'm going to give this a 1 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. I think you're just randomly discovering this, creating it. I think it dilutes Rogue's pool a little bit when they're getting that Mage option, which is kind of nice, because the less objection I see in the world, the better. But overall, yeah, it's just a really convoluted, weird secret that I just can't see seeing play. I'm giving it a 1 in both formats. Even in Wild, where Secret Mage is a thing, do you think Secret Mage really wants to play this card? I don't think so, unless they're facing like a quest deck, and that quest deck completes their quest on that turn and then plays the reward and gives it to you, and it probably doesn't have synergy with your deck anyways, but you get it, you feel cool, you feel good. Maybe that's a thing, but overall, yeah, it doesn't seem like a secret that's really going to light the world on fire. It's not quite there. But lastly, we have a pretty cool spell, a 10 mana fire spell, Sunset Volley. This deals 10 damage, randomly split among all enemies, which is like that Cthulhu spell, that shadow spell that never really saw play. So for 3 more mana, we better get something good with it. And yeah, you summon a random 10-cost minion. And as I already sarcastically tweeted out, Wild is screwed. You can get Ultra Sword. Wow, look at those stats. And unless your opponent has a meteor, what are they going to do? But yeah, unless you're cheating this out, I don't see it being amazing. There is Millhouse. Don't forget, Festival of Legends, there's the 10-drop Millhouse. Finally getting some support other than Pyroblast. So you could play Millhouse, Sunset Volley, Pyroblast. Like, that might give you that burn, that reach for that style of deck. That's where I see it, because as a standalone card, not incredible. It's probably really good in Arena, where you like clear the board and get a big boy. That could be really nice. But on ladder, much too slow, not super easy to discount. If the old cards from like Big Spell Mage that went to Wild were around, like Belinda, or there's like the 3/7, that Naga that would like swap spell costs, this would almost certainly see play in that deck. And then you recast it with Parrot. That would certainly be a thing. I don't think that's a thing in Wild, because it's way too slow for Wild, but it's a card. Again, I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 in Standard and Wild. I don't think it sees play, but maybe, just maybe, Millhouse Mana Storm, the DJ Millhouse, can rock, start DJing, and actually have some big spells to play. But overall, it probably doesn't make the cut. So yeah, that's all the Mage cards. Mage still has a legendary yet to be revealed. I'm imagining that is saved for BlizzCon, as they are going to reveal some cards at BlizzCon, like the neutral Reno, which a lot of people think is a neutral hero card. So that's pretty crazy. And I guess we can add the Mage legendary to that list, and we'll see what other cards are kind of left out as we go along. Let me know what you guys think about the cards in the comments below. We'll have more reviews tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.